This show brought to you by Sim racing chassis used for this video is the GT Omega Pro. Check them out at gtomegaracing.com. Welcome to Inside Sim Racing. I'm Darren Ganji and I'm here for a first look at the newest track that's going to be hitting iRacing within the next couple weeks, and that's probably a huge fan favorite, and I know a track that a lot of people have really been looking forward to, and it's Monza. And not only are they releasing the GP version, they're going to be releasing 8, possibly 9 different configurations of the track, which is totally awesome. This is unfinished. What you're going to see here in my video is all beta, so you might see some graphical glitches. As a matter of fact, as you go down the front straight, there's a sign that says beta. So, and I think there's some billboards missing. So anyway, I'm not going to do any commentary. I'm going to let the cars do the talking. I'm not going to give you guys a history lesson on this track because there's plenty of data out there, Wikipedia, go to the Monza website. So I'm not going to go over that. I'm going to give you guys hopefully what I think you want to see, and that's what this track is like in iRacing. I have actually 5 of the different configurations currently. That's all that's available in the beta as they're working on finishing the other ones. What I have is the GP course, the GP without the chicane, or chicanes, because there's 2 chicanes that they've eliminated. The old oval, which I thought they mentioned that they weren't going to scan, but they did. And man, I got to say really quick, that is a bumpy ride, especially in the Lotus 49, which is one of the cars I take. Actually, I take the Lotus 49 on the next configuration I was going to mention, and that is the GP and oval combined, so the full old school version. And it's definitely a little bit different than the original old school version because they've made some changes to that track over the years. But and then the final version that I'm going to try is the Junior. So first up, I'm going to take the IndyCar, the new DW12, out at the GP course. 1 lap each at each course. Here it is. Okay, so that was the IndyCar DW12 at the GP course. Next up, I'm going to run the GP course without the chicane in the Lotus 79. Here we go. Okay, that car was a lot of fun to drive, and I have a feeling that track seems to fit, that version of the track seems to fit that car. I could see it being on the Lotus 79 schedule. So next up, I'm going to go around the oval, the old school oval, and I actually took two cars out on the oval. The BMW Z4 GT3 car, which topped out at about 165 miles an hour, and I just held it flat out around the track. And then I also take the Lotus 49 out on the same configuration. Here they are. Okay, so as you saw there, exiting the final corner, coming onto the front straight, there is a huge dip. And the BMW handled it like it was nothing. But the Lotus, man, you are catching air coming off of that lip or that bump. And actually, since I've been running it, there's been two different versions of the track. It seems to be smoothed out a little bit more in the first version, or the second version that I ran versus the first. Here's some footage of me running it the first time, man, and I had to seriously lift coming out of that corner, or basically, I guess you can consider it turn 4 of the oval. But the last time I ran it to run those laps, I was able to go flat out. So, and sticking with the Lotus 49, here's a lap at the full combined configuration. And the final configuration is the junior course, which is another cool addition. I had no idea they were going to add that, and I don't think I've ever run this particular version of Monza. So I took the Kia Optima, which is like a BTCC front-wheel drive car. Figured it was a good fit for that track. Here it is. So that's going to wrap things up. A quick look at Monza coming into iRacing within the next couple weeks with the next build, they're saying. And track that I've been looking forward to. I know the community's been looking forward to it, and it's awesome. And I can't wait to do some racing on it. You know what? Actually, iRacing, Tony, thank you, Tony, for letting me test drive that. Again, this was in the beta version. Tony, that track needs to be added to the Endurance Series list. Be a lot of fun to run the GP course. Speaking of the GP course really quick before I go, man, that first chicane, and I've run different versions of it in F1, all the F1 series games, and just a variety of versions over the years. Man, that first chicane is one of the slowest sections in all of racing. Man, you have to really woe the car down going into there. So I was driving the DW12 Indy car, and man, that's a slow section. I honestly really, my favorite of them was probably the GP without the chicane. I did enjoy the full combo with the oval, and the Lotus 49 was a handful driving it around that particular version. But my favorite was probably the GP without the chicane in the Lotus 79. And I'm sure there's lots of other different configurations you can run, but that was the one I probably had the most fun with. The Lotus 49 at the combined oval, like I said, was a handful. And if you watch the video closely, you can tell how much the wheel was dancing around, how much the suspension's moving. So especially on that old oval section, that is really bumpy throughout the whole track. So you can tell that track hasn't been resurfaced in a long time. So now that's going to wrap things up. For Inside Sim Racing, I'm Darren Ganji. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.